All right, welcome to this week's FinX with Built by Trading. In this segment, other than or different from my weekly preparation, these are the names that are most popular that are kind of buzzing on Financial X, which is a wonderful tool, but sometimes it is just straight up noise. So we go through these names and to see if they are actionable and if we can actually do anything about these names that are popular on there. So with that being said, let's get right to it. First one was NVIDIA. If you watch my weekend video on YouTube, I'll be releasing it on X shortly here. NVIDIA was actually one of my favorite longs here. Why? It looked like a reverse head and shoulder here. This was a neckline. Basically what I was saying, it's got to break and hold this $210 to $215 level. It is again failing at it, and it is now failing at support. We're actually getting a little live look at the market. It looks like we're about to make another leg down here in the afternoon. So we shall see what actually happens. But with the way that it looks right now, it's probably headed down towards this $190 area with confluence of the 200 EMA. So I would watch for that. Another $6 down or so. It doesn't look the best right now. This could be a support play if you want to, take a stab at it down there. Not financial advice, but overall, it's a sloppy, choppy mess. Next is Tesla. Tesla, why do you think? Right, earnings last week got absolutely crushed on earnings, is continuing to sell off. The next level that I have here for potential support is right here. Again, just like last weekend's video, I said you go level by level. This level here is basically the $304 to $300 level. If that fails, we're looking at 290. If that fails, we're looking at 270. We'll see how low this can go. But really, what looks best right now? Shorting looks best. If you're not comfortable with shorts, then you should probably just stick on the sidelines, as this market is pretty damaged at the moment, especially tech, beta names, high beta names. So it's just be mindful of that, okay? I would not take a short now. Why? Because it's near that $300 level. You don't really short into support, maybe after a breakdown and retest of it. It's in a hard spot, though. I wouldn't touch it. Micron continues to look weak. I have a head and shoulders type look here. We can just, modify that to this now. There's that right shoulder. Neckline is here. It's down, almost 6% on the day. This area, $820 or so, 820 to 805 is important to hold. Looks like it's headed back down this way, but this looks like a stage 3 distribution, and we might start downtrending. Do not be surprised if we hit 585 in the next few weeks or so, at near the 200 EMA. We're again below the 50 EMA, accepting below it. It's not the best look. This support continues to be tested, and it's being tested again. Each time a support level is tested, the weaker that it gets. INTC, one thing I would like to mention here. I ask you a question. What is bullish? Okay, let me change the session here. Extended hours. If you move up 12%, and then give it all back to only close down right here. This is earnings. To close down, move up after hours, 12%. Then you close down 8%. Simple question. Is that bullish? The answer is no. It is not bullish. Stack that on top. If anything, earnings should have saved this thing. Underneath this consolidation area, there is the retest. Earnings was its chance to be an oopsies, a look below, and then from failed moves comes fast moves, and undercut and rally, whatever you want to call it. Earnings had the chance to save that. Earnings did not do that. We're most likely heading to the 200 EMA here at $75-ish. Do not be surprised if we also get a gap fill to 68.28. That level is also there we go. It's a breakout level of the base too. Okay. So just don't be surprised. Don't be shocked. Manage your risk. This is below the 8, the 50, the 8, the 5, the anchor VWAP from the earnings, the 21. It's below. It's low, 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 low. You're trying to catch a falling knife here. Rocket Lab, go watch my video on how I took the short last Thursday and caught this nice percent move. On the downside, it was a nice trade on my end. This is staying inside day here. This looks down. Look, what are the EMAs doing? They are train tracking down. The 5 is down, 8 is down. The blue line, the 21 is down. The 50 is down. Where is it below the 200 EMA? Okay, it's at a prior support area right now. It looks like it wants to break it. I would potentially take another short here today, actually. This is where I got out. I just closed on Friday's low. So maybe an entry around here with a stop loss above today's high. It's an inside day. And let me turn these extra hours off. It's an inside day so far. It looks like it wants to break lower, and it's below today's intraday WAP. This is a pretty decent entry here. Let's look at the risk here. Nope, 5%. That's too much. That means in order to get 1-to-1, you need 5% to the downside just to make to 1R. I don't like that. That is way too much for me. So this opening range is a little too wide. If it's not, if you can't manage your risk, then there's no trade there. Just move on. PLTR. It's choppy. It's a choppy, sloppy mess. It's holding the 122 though. This is a hard look. This is a undercut, and then it didn't really rally though, but it's an undercut and reclaim of this 122 level that I've been talking about. It got pretty close to the 106 level, 105 level, support level. It undercut this prior low, anchor VWAP, and it's now above it. So it looks good. It looks like it wants to hold and turn around. It's just having a hard time actually getting it done. We do have earnings coming up, so maybe, just maybe, on the 3rd of August, that'll get it rolling. This is tough. I was watching this $93 level. It's not really looking like it's going to hold. I wouldn't be shocked if we break down and come back down to this 88 to 86. That's my next level of interest. Ideally, it holds this 200 though. It's already pulled back. It's already showed a little too much weakness for me to really fall in love with hood right now. So, maybe we get a little bounce here up to here. It could easily, make a lower high somewhere around the 103 or so. But, I took a trade a few weeks ago, made the money on it. It came a little choppy, sloppy, and then broke down. So this is not the best look. ASTS, lovely short. Looks like a lovely short. I am targeting $49. $49.50 or so, somewhere around there. Just similar to RKLB. I'm pretty sure this is may not be an inside day technically. What's the high of Friday? 59.46. This is 59.50. So technically, it's not an inside day. It's very close. But it's still being rejected, right? At the 8, at the 5, nice topping tail. I would look for a break of Friday's low, and maybe we make a run to 53.39, and then if that breaks, we'll probably head to 50 bucks or so. And so that's a few percentage points on the way down. That entry, it would be similar. So it's another 10, 12% or so, 13% or so. How would we enter that? We would do, we're looking here. Look at I use opening ranges, 30-minute opening ranges. I've been thinking about potentially doing 15 minutes, but I don't have data back tested on that, so I'm not super confident on it. But if you were entered literally right now, stop loss a high a day, 4.15%. It's a little thick for me. You could maybe tighten it up and go here at 1.8%, but you'd be right in or right out, most likely. It would move pretty quick for you. You'd only need $1.04 to make your 1R. So that could be a potential trade there. AMD, again, just like Micron, right? This trade is broken. You guys, they're just, some people are just married to these stocks. They continue to get chopped up, and they just can't move on. This trade is dead right now. There are much better places to be, and it's just best to move on if you can. But to each their own. Everyone trades differently, so you can't force people to do anything. Obviously, this is broken. Heck, if anything, I'd like to short it. Down 8% today, below the 50 EMA. It likes to undercut and then bounce off the 50 EMA, but it cannot break out. This looks like it's starting to round. Okay. Looks like it's starting to round. That's how I see it. Obviously, I could be wrong. I could be wrong at any point in time because we never know. If anyone tells you they know, they're lying to you. Meta looks weak. This got reaction based off of Google and CapEx spending. We have earnings on the 29th, this Wednesday. So just be mindful of that. Don't take positions into earnings, into binary events, especially if you're trading. If you're investing long-term stuff, that doesn't matter, right? You can just ignore it. But if you're trading this stuff short-term, we got a little double top here. I'd be mindful. Would not recommend if you absolutely have to do options. I don't touch options myself though. All right, that's Meta. It doesn't look good. Question from a viewer. I appreciate you guys' questions. I did not short IREN, but I did short CRWV. Go watch my review on how I did that as well with RKLB. But the idea was the same. Okay, we had very extended name to the downside from this high to this low, down 28%. We got a decent little bounce from it, and then from this high all the way down to this low, it really did nothing but sell off. 49% down. That's super extended into prior support. So last week, if you watched my video, I was saying, hey, we're watching for a bounce. We got the bounce. We got it to the 21. What happened? The 21 is a EMA, is a standard or smooth moving average, or EMA, exponential moving average, whatever moving average you want. The 21, the 20 is an area. Okay, it's an area of interest. So you look at that area of interest, and then what happens as it starts coming into it? Look at all these topping tails. That starts telling us there are sellers here, okay? And they're starting to overpower the buyers. Supply and demand, okay? Demand is starting to wean after this bounce, after freaking like 40% move in 3 days, right? And so it was very similar in CoreWeave, but this is the setup. You bounce in a downtrending 50, downtrending 21, downtrending prior, I guess, 8 and 5, but it's just weak. You bounce into a 21, and then what happens? You get all these topping tails. It tells you that seller's there. You make your choice. You make your decision. Get in or just stay away. You set your stop loss. You do not touch it, and you let the trade work. And so that's basically the look of it. It's the reverse. If you flip this chart upside down, it's the reverse of a long. You get a pullback to the 21 EMA, and then you get a bounce off the 21 EMA. It's literally just, I don't know how to invert this chart, actually, honestly. But if I were to invert it, it would look like an uptrend with a little pullback to the 21 EMA and then bounce off the 21 EMA. It's literally longs inverted. We don't have to overthink this stuff. History-wise, Oracle looks like trash. Nice short. SMCI, you guys are trying to buy this thing. Good luck. I don't like it. I like the short. SOUN looks like a short, rejecting at the 21 EMA. ARM looks like nope. App looks like a nope. Frog staying tight. I just don't trust the tech trade right now. AAOI, so all the connectivity build out stuff looks not good. If you watch my preparation video, this was one of my favorite shorts today. CRWD, it's down a nice 4.5%. I didn't catch it. MXL looks like trash. ABCL looks like trash. Reddit getting a nice pop today. I couldn't tell you why, but it is off the downtrend line channel there. You want to go to the tech route. Rose looks okay. SOFI, it's got earnings coming up. AFRM looks like trash. BE looks like trash. Looks like a good short, but it does have earnings, so be mindful of that. OSCR, healthcare, pure like AI healthcare play looks okay. It's holding up well. If you want to look for a relative strength, there's a relative strength for you. CIBR, cybersecurity. This is not ideal. This is not the look. This is kind of what I was planning for. It obviously did not do that. I'm just going to get that choppy sloppiness out of the way. And so it looks like it's created a lower low. Now it's creating a higher low. It looks like getting rejected at this prior support area. So support resistance flip. We don't necessarily like that. If you want to go longs, Boeing. I don't know why this is popular on X a couple weeks ago. Now, obviously, it's getting a pump from earnings. Up 7.5% today. That's pretty solid. That's some relative strength. So money's flowing into this name while it's flowing out of heavier tech. ONDS looks like a decent short. Again, look at all these topping tails in this area. Topping tail, topping tail, topping tail. Around 820, 8.20 to $8. Okay, it's getting below. It's at the rejected the 200 EMA from below, rejected the 50 EMA from below. It's now getting back below the 21. So you have to see how this closes, obviously, right? But it's a potential short. TXN looking heavy, looking like a rounded top. Okay, it's at, again, prior area of support. All of these names that looked strong, that were strong, that carried us on up, they are now looking weak. Some people take a little bit longer to adjust and to move on. I think there are a lot of people doing that right now, but really it doesn't matter what I think. What matters is what I do and what actions I take. And so, and that's the same for you. I could be wrong. You have to know that. But the way that I see things, like these charts don't look good. You cannot tell me that these charts look good. You can't tell me that. At least not today. PIMS looks like a good short, down 15%. It's not even getting bought up. It's down up 6% today. It's not even buying up 50% of the move. So this could be a 3-bar play if you're familiar with that. First bar is an ignition to whatever direction. The second bar, it rests. It does not take more than 50%. And then the third bar, it breaks these lows. If these lows break, I'm watching for 25 or so. If that breaks, you're watching for 21. NU looking, actually looks decent. Looks okay. Google, nice bounce off of earnings, off the 21 EMA. I'm looking for a long-term buy there. VPG looks like trash if you're trying to go long. I like the shorts. TEM failed. So this is from failed moves. From failed moves comes fast moves. Opposite end range is target. Target hit, failed even lower. Target hit. Okay. I went over that in my prior video. Thanks to Norcal. Appreciate you for asking your questions. ANET, I did like this look for a long. Obviously, it's still holding the uptrend, but it doesn't look the best. Crowd doesn't look good. Cybersecurity does not look good anymore. All right, that is the FinX this week. Hopefully that is helpful for you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, share, ask questions. Let me know. Let me know what you guys think. Also, any feedback I'm very open to. If I just want to be value to the community, and so if I can do that, you let me know. Otherwise, thanks for your time. I'll catch you next week. Oh no, I'm sorry. No video next week. I will not be in town next week. No video next week. It'll be 2 weeks. Trade safe.